Yo. Come on in, man. Come on in. Come on in.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We back at it.
Yeah, man. We just decided to do a quick pop up tonight with some roster moves. Saw a video. We were gonna give our reaction on something we talked about on the show, and it's
Mm.
crazy seeing like when we talk about it. Funny thing, the media pick up on it, so they watching our shows, taking our topics. I don't know, but hey, who knows?
Collab. That's all I ask. Collab.
Right. Give us a shout out or something. Don't be a
Yeah.
crook. That's all I gotta say. Don't be a crook. But what's going on, chat? Coop, what's up, my guy? It's
Cool.
been a
What's that?
while, man.
Yeah,
Hope
man.
everything well with you, man. I know you've been working hard.
John.
Yeah. Rod, what's up, man? Come on in. Come on in. And if y'all can, before we get started, man, share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, share it to wherever you can, man. Retweet it, do what you gotta do. But get us out there, man. We need y'all. We need y'all, help, man. But hey, A1, what's going on, man? Tell me something good, man, because it's been raining like hell today in Atlanta.
No, seriously, man. It has been going off, especially in the afternoon. I'm talking about ever since about 2 o'clock, and it's still raining. So just trying to find out, that little flow right there and trying to get in. But yeah, man, we're here to do a little pop up, man. Got a couple of topics. So we wanted to bring it to you tonight. And also, don't forget, we also have a show in the morning time. It's a little interview, but we'll talk about that as well with Steve Holman. But we'll talk about that more so toward the end. But yeah, bro, roster moves. We had some roster moves. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man, you know it, right quick. My boy Rod said he had to get out of NFC South Roundtable. It's foolishness. Hey, Rod. Hey, man, I've been hearing that, man. I'm connected to everybody that used to do it. So I've been hearing from all sides, not just Falcon content creators. But hey, man, it happens. It happens. It happens. But hey, that's why I got my own platform. That's why we stay over here. That's why we rock over here and do our thing, man.
Do our thing.
Solomon, what's up, my guy? What's good?
What's going on? What's happening, family? But yeah, man. So about
What,
what's the
let's
first?
start. Let's start these roster moves, man, because they've been making some roster moves, and a lot of them I've been seeing people get mad. But it's preseason, it's training camp, it's all that good stuff. So no
Yeah.
need to get mad and talking about they scrubs or they filling spots. We know that. But we've been saying this in the chat, in our personal group chat. They just filling roster spots right now. So
Mhm.
it's whoever catching on. If they can catch a diamond in the rough,
For
hey,
those
I'm
down.
all for it. I'm all for it because if you do that, you can save money in other positions. Keep building the team the right way. So I mean, hey, undrafted free agent and undrafted free agent, no, a 7th round pick, offensive lineman.
7th round
Actually
pick.
been get some snaps with the first team. And he's a big dude. So I mean, hey, it's rightfully so. But Josh Kendall broke this news, and then we'll go to Ian Rappaport in a minute. But he said the Falcons signed tight end Nick Muse, and they waived wide receiver Lameek Brockenden and
Yep.
linebacker Malik Verdon, who was actually a safety and transformed into a linebacker. But hey, but it said Muse, a former 7th round pick of the Vikings, is on his 5th team. So to me, before we get started, that lets me know he's mainly a special teams guy.
What shoot? What he
So,
played for Vikings, Eagles,
right.
Cardinals, Rams, Jets, Lions, and now is a part of the Falcons. So like really collecting those jerseys. Like
What's his career numbers?
I mean, he's played 16 games, with the Vikings, got a reception for 22 yards, but everything else, like you said, pretty much a special teams guy, extra body. Bringing in this guy, he could be like a gunner. Wild case scenario, maybe somebody in the tight end room is not, up to par right now. If anybody, I'm thinking about maybe Veiling. If anybody, no, he's still a part of the team. So maybe
Right.
it's something there, or even wilder, which I highly, highly, highly doubt. Maybe Joshua Simon's not picking up on something, but I highly doubt it because I know like I've been hearing some good things, behind the scenes about him, but well, you never know. But overall, you're blessed to bring in a tight end. That's interesting. Just wondering if it's someone that's not, picking up their slack, or maybe again looking for a diamond to possibly save money later on.
Right. Right.
One thing,
man. And I said this a couple of months ago. Well, really a couple of weeks ago too. With Charlie Warner's cap number, I think it's like four a little bit over $4 million. If they can find somebody to bring in as a blocking tight end and save money there, they will. Because or they could trade him and get a late round day 3 draft pick. So it's everybody for themselves, and what I like is they're making people compete to make this roster and not just giving out spots. We all know about the starters from last year and veterans and guys we know gonna make the 53-man roster. But I would say about the last 7-8 spots on the roster gonna be up for grabs. So I would say about 45 players are going to be a lock for the 53-man roster, and the other 8 spots are going to be up for grabs. Because
it's a surprise.
Yeah, the way I'm looking at it, man, they're making a lot of moves to get this 90-man roster done, but you see a lot of rookies, undrafted free agents, they're getting cut already. So it happens.
The competition is swirling, I'm telling you. And I'm going to say something else that's a common theme. If you just look at all the cuts that's being made and guys who are just, getting up out of here, a lot of Terry Fontenot guys are getting out of here, man. Whether they've been draft picks or just pickups, they're all getting out of here little by little. And I say that because Malik Vernon. So, again, that's finally over. But you never know what can happen. Guys couldn't come back, so we'll see what happens. But that's one thing that I've been kind of like picking up on. These Terry Fontenot selections are getting out of here. Also, now I'm about to say, but we did drop 2 guys. We still had an open spot, so the Falcons also claimed them an offensive guard, Mr. Jaden Roberts, off of waivers from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Another big guy,
man, 6'5", 333 pounds, undrafted free agent out of the University of Alabama as well. Started 37 games over 4 seasons with the Crimson Tide, and he has a little small connection as well with our offensive coordinator Tommy Rees,
and also Dave Huxtable, who's still on the staff as a consultant, so they know him pretty well. So I mean, hey, it happens. But I'm telling y'all, a big guy like that. And the guy we were talking about, let me get my calculus out, because one of my supporters, my big supporters, man, they sent me a list of the names I was messing up in the live yesterday. So let me go let me go through my notes and let me see. Ethan Oniawa. Ethan Oniawa.
Yeah,
that's his name. So I got it. So person that sent me that, man, thank you, because I'm tired of messing up folks' names. I try to get it right. I got a whole list of names right here that I be messing up. So shout out to them for sending me that.
There it is.
Right? Yeah, but he was a 7-round pick.
What is it?
See, there you go. You started.
Hey, I'm just testing you, my bro. I'm supposed to make you better, like you make me better, man. This is a brotherhood right here.
Only Awa.
There it is.
But yeah, he was a 7-round pick out of Ohio State, Rice, via Rice University. So he had 4 years starting experience at Rice, and now he didn't get a chance to play at Ohio State, like I said. He got a lot of reps with the first team, and I'm telling y'all, they're trying to narrow it down because, as I told y'all, Michael Jarrell was taking snaps when we were at training camp, and then Jawan Taylor's back. But who was the other guy that they had taking snaps before Jawan Taylor got back?
Jarrell?
No, after Jarrell, it was another guy.
Dang, nabbit.
But one thing that I'm starting to think and realize, I think Marmon is going to back up on the left side on Jake Matthews' side. So Solomon said he heard that Ethan was having a good camp. he could get some time at right tackle if Jawan Taylor's not ready. I wouldn't doubt it because he's a road grader, man. A big guy like that, he's going to be key in the run game. So, yeah, I love to see that. Dan, what's up, my guy, man? Been a long time, Dan. Hope you're doing well, my guy. He said, first time in a long time. Glad to hear you guys. Sorry, I've been in the process of moving. Hey, it's all good, man.
It's all good.
Take care of home first. Take care of home first. But, yeah, Solomon, that's a good thing, man. And this is going to be a big offensive line, too, because they can maneuver around some things because Ethan has been, honestly, he's been playing a little bit of guard in training camp, too. So if they want to use him on goal line as a guard or a tackle, they can do that.
Yep. Being very versatile. That's what, that's been the theme of the Atlanta Falcons, guys that can do multiple things, even on the offensive line. So if Ethan's making the most of his opportunities, man, good for him.
Facts. But, yeah, those are the two moves that we have seen. And let's go to the – what would – I'm gonna let you take this. What are we going to next?
You know what? There is a little something that we were talking about possibly having a new pass rusher as a pass rusher trying to get back into the league. And if you want to, we can briefly chat about that and see what the chat thinks.
Let me see. Can I find it? I forgot to look it up while before we started the show.
Gotcha, man. Man, I know one thing. It's a crowded tight end room now, boy. Like, seriously, bro.
But see, that lets me know, bro, that nobody is safe. Nobody's safe.
Man. Yeah, I mean, you even look at the running back room. You got. I mean, of course, you got your locks in Kyle and Bijan, but after that, you have Warner, Hooper, Simon, Veiling, and now Muse, and then going to the running backs, you got Brian Robinson, but you also got Tyler Goodson still. Even you really haven't been hearing a whole lot about him. More so Nathan Carter than Goodson. Then you still have Cash Jones. He's listed as a running back, but he's really all around. Special teams. Being in the slot right now, being tried out there and still being labeled as a running back. And now you have Trey Sermon, a part of the running back room too. So, man, like I said, the competition is steady going. And then Sermon, he's played on special teams as well. So, again, they're trying to make sure that they have the best special teams out there and the guys that want to get after it.
Right. But if y'all see it on the screen, this is the guy we were talking about. Jonathan Ngakoue, former of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think I played for the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. He spent he took off last year to nurse an ankle injury that he actually suffered 3 years ago, and it took him 3 years to heal from that. And sometimes we tell y'all all the time, sometimes injuries just do that to us. Everybody's body is different, but it says free, and this is Jordan Schultz, so this is a legit source. Free agent, Pro Bowl defensive end. Yannick had 71.5 career sacks, had been training for the past several months in preparation for his return to NFL in 2026. And Ngakoue spent last season out of football to fully recover with sights on set and return this season. 71.5 sacks. That's where we're going to start at. So y'all can drop your comments in the chat and let us know because we just doing our thing.
And
would y'all sign him? Just right off the rip. Would y'all sign him?
Just to add a little context, in August 2023.
Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
He was signed to the Bears, right? Now, Ryan Poles was the GM, but the assistant GM was Ian Cunningham. In the front office, so they gave the Pro Bowler at the time 1 year, $10.5 million contract. He played 13 games, but recorded 4 sacks. But he had an injury and it cut his year short. Now there is some connection there too as well. If Ian did want to poach around, now I wouldn't say $10 million coming back, but you still can at least probably poach around if you need a pass rush. He is 31 coming into it as well. He's about to be 31 years of age, but says he's says he's completely healthy and actively training for that NFL return, just like Smitty was just saying. Of course, we lost Jalen Walker. That's going to be a big blow. You can always look for. We've already added guys, yes, but you always can. We're still adding anyway, so you possibly can still poach around that. Just an option. I'm not saying it has to be a slam dunk, but I mean, pass rusher, see what he has, and then of course having Nate Ollie, Jeff Ulbrich, and just that whole coaching staff there, man, just that experience. You never know, possibly can pull a season or two if we need it out of them. Just an option, just perspective.
Yeah, and add on to what you're saying, I think he fits perfectly in a 3-4 defense. And the knock on him for years, even though he's putting up sack numbers, the knock has been on him for years that he's not good against the run. And statistics and analytics show that. So being in the defense that we're running with that 3-4, he really won't have to play much run defense. If he can set the edge, that's good enough, because I feel like we got linebackers to make plays. But if you paying him $8 to $10 million, he need to work on being able to stop the run. You're paying that kind of money, because we threw away $10 million last year on Leonard Floyd.
I can't pay him $8 million, bro. I don't care what our salary cap is. Our salary cap could have been $200 million still, right? Or something like.
So do you think they can get him for a cheaper price?
And bro, I'm just saying, like, honestly, for a guy that has been out the league, so making sure he's getting healthy, cool. But at the same time, like, before he went out of the league, again, like I said, in 2023, he had 4 sacks. That's not necessarily like game breaking in 13 games when that is your specialty. Like you just said, he is not that good against the run. That has always been like that. He's always kind of been like that mercenary pass rusher, go out there and get the quarterback. And that's what we need. But at the same time, isn't that kind of what Harold Perkins is being groomed for right now? So I don't know. It's like
but think about this. Think about it to a degree. I agree with that, and I absolutely love it. Dan said anything you might add might turn out to be an upgrade. That's true. That's very true, Dan. And I agree with that, and this is why, and I'm glad he said that, because this is why
I can't do 8 to 10. That's all I'm talking about as far as the money.
This is what they probably do 6 or 7 and then work up to 8 or 9. The reason why I agree with Dan with this is I just saw some guy named Divine Diablo get hurt the other day and had an ankle injury, and he battled injuries last year too. And you talk about Harold Perkins being able to play on the edge. That's true, but you might need him to play a little bit more in the middle with Divine Diablo being uncertain with those knick-knack injuries, because that's something that could go on all year. Remember, you had the shoulder last year, missed 5 games. What is the shoulder? Forearm. So he missed 5 games with that. So now you may need Kendall Daniels and Perkins to stay in the middle to help out Christian Harris. So if you bring in a Yannick Ngakoue until James Pierce comes back, that gives you a viable rotation, especially with the 2 guys you brought in the offseason. Because think about it, with Jalen Walker out and James Pierce missing time, you've got to revamp that pass rush the best you can. So even though you might not want to pay him that money, I mean, it's a valuable need, especially if you want to keep the momentum going from last year. And it might be a tie there, because one Nate Ollie in Indy when he was there.
I want to say yes. I want to say, but might not.
It might be I'm not sure. So I mean, if you can look it up, that'll be fine. But if not, that's fine too. But he played in Indianapolis for a season. I think Nate Ollie was there, but don't quote me on that. But I mean, with those 2 young guys being out, one for the season, and you get an edge rusher with 71.5 career sacks, you got to think about it. Or do you want to bring back Leonard Floyd and pay him another $8 to $10 million? So,
but okay, so this is what will actually just made it even more interesting, because in 2022, Nate Ollie was hired as the defensive line coach, and he did have, and the same year the coach traded for Yannick, and they do. And at that time, let me see, under Ole's guidance, he led the 2022 Colts with 9.5 sacks. But again,
Boom.
that
There
was
you go. There you
in
go.
20, but that was in 2022, the year before he went to Chicago in 2023, and before he got hurt and started getting nicked up and everything like that. But the connection is there for Atlanta with two of your guys, a coach and your GM.
Right. So hey,
Yeah.
there's a connection there. So hey, who knows? I mean, maybe they can work out a deal because I'm telling you, they're gonna need another edge rusher. I mean, we've been talking about the Bosons. We've been talking about the who did I put out the other day? Kayvon Thibodeau, Josh Sweat, uh Miles Murphy. I can go on and on. But if you got one that's a free agent, you don't have to trade assets. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Especially if you got experience with the defensive line coach. And I said he fit the 3-4 defense that we're going to run. So, I mean, it could be a match made in heaven.
6 or 7 mil would be nice. 6 or 7 mil just to, get them back in the league, give them a little something, whatever. But, yeah. But again, like I said, the connection is there. If the Falcons feel like there's a fit there, you possibly could see the Falcons, pick up the phone and give them a call. It's all about.
But I'm looking at. Go ahead, my bad.
No, it's all about what they feel like they need.
Yeah, and I agree. And the thing about it, if James Pierce comes back, that gives him time to get back to the groove of things with that veteran being on the field. He can take his time coming back. That 10.5 sacks he had last year as a rookie. Remember, he had 6 or 7 games straight with a sack. So once he gets to going and say that they're in the playoff race towards the end of the season, he pretty fresh. That's going to be trouble for teams. So I say it just makes too much sense.
It's a good comment.
Yeah.
Good comment right here about Rod. Said, but they're also going to be looking at the preseason guys from other teams as well. So I'll hold off. That's a very good.
Right. I said that last night. I can't wait to see what the cap casualties look like, and the young guys that are getting cut from other teams that they scouted during the NFL draft from previous years. Because y'all got to know, not only this year, but the previous, I think, 3 to 4 years, or whoever getting cut, if they scouted them before with this team, it's going to be that's somebody they're going to look at first. So I agree with that, Rod, but I'm just saying 71.5 sacks, and he's just a rotational piece. You get James Pierce back, I would love to see that, along with the 2 guys you signed this offseason. So yeah, that would keep you in line for that 57 sacks again. So I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
It's something to think about because we're going to have to do everything by committee. It's a team thing too. So again, if there's a fit there, they feel like it's a fit there, the price is right, everything like that. You could possibly they could pick up the phone, and now you really couldn't be mad about it.
Right.
Right. It's all depends on the numbers and everything. But yeah. But Smitty, you got something else, or is it time for the main event?
I don't think I got nothing else. I think we could just go and get it to the main event. And the main event is we're gonna do a quick reaction and break down this quick clip from a couple of days ago. Y'all see the title right in the background. SpeakEasy. They actually said they think the Falcons will have the best offense in the NFL this year. And they made some valid points. And the crazy thing is, this is why I tell Chris, somebody producers probably watching our shows, because what they said is what I've been saying for the last 2-3 months. Y'all always criticize me for saying stupid stuff, which y'all feel like crazy stuff. But I use my noggin. So I'm just saying.
Hey man, what they say? Use the old noodle.
Hey boy, I'm trying to tell you. Let me make sure it ain't playing out of the turn yet.
Yeah, go ahead. Grab me.
I set up right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Chris will be right back. So I'm setting it up. And trust me, y'all gonna say Smitty said that. Y'all gonna say it, because I mean, look, sometimes all you gotta do is just keep your eyes open. That's all. Solomon says the Falcons had the talent to be great on offense. They just need average quarterback play. And that's true, Solomon, but you got to think, I think they got above average guys. The only thing is trying to get them into rhythm. Because I'm telling y'all, if Kevin Stefanski and his staff can turn around Baker Mayfield with those interceptions he threw in his first 3 years, he threw like 34 interceptions his first 3 years. And he ended up 4th year in the league on the Kevin Stefanski's his first year in Cleveland, which he won Coach of the Year. Baker Mayfield looked like a totally different quarterback. If Kevin Stefanski and his coaching staff can get Tua back to 2024, I think it was, or 2023, whenever that was, he led the league in passing yards. If they can get him close to back to that quarterback, the Falcons will be a dangerous team on offense. Because I told y'all last night on the show, he came here and beat us with one eye, running the same offense that Zach Robinson was trying to run in Atlanta last year.
Not think one eye. That.
One eye. So he didn't play with a shield on. Think about that. He played with a face mask on with no shield.
The man just got poked in the eye. He had both on.
Dan said if Tua's quarterback won, then the offense would be methodical with occasional big play. That's true. And one thing that I like about the reason why Tua, I think where he has the advantage, him being a veteran, Stefanski likes to run a lot of play action. Tua ran a lot of play action at Bama as well. So play action is what Tua does best. So if they can get that play action off the run, there are going to be a lot of big plays. You just got to be selective in who you're going to throw to, at what point in the game, what timing on the field, what the clock looking like. So all you got to do is manage the clock, control the game, and hey, that recipe for wins.
It sounds like Pajamas earning that future contract this year, because I also see a lot of 3-step drops. I see a lot of 3-step drops and getting it out.
3 to 5. Yep, that's what I've been saying. But SpeakEasy, they talked about it, so let's dig right into it. And I just hope no commercial don't come on.
SpeakEasy,
where the Falcons are having camp right now. Tua Tagovailoa, speaking of cheeks, is talking on training camp with Michael Penix. Says,
hold on.
Out the gate. Out the gate from half court.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh my God.
Good gracious.
Wow. Let's go, man. Come on, man.
Dang.
It's definitely a competition. The Falcons QB battle. The way it's tracking, you're likely going to have Tua as the week 1 starter with Michael Penix getting back to full health, obviously getting back from nursing that injury. What are your expectations for Tua Tagovailoa's Falcons?
All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash while you're watching.
Prize Picks ain't giving this show anything, not tonight.
Right. And then there go another damn ad.
Oh, Google Play.
Let me clock that out. Then we'll get right back to it. Yeah, we'll play it in the background.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro, out the gate. I'm just like, hey,
yo, quick comments on that.
I'm just like, hey, yo, what's that's crazy work right there. I'm like, that's how you already know. At first, he just even hearing that, I'm like, man, is this going to be some bull? Because y'all already don't start it off crazy. I ain't saying they were flagrant. I just said,
man,
get a man a chance. Razor boy.
Yeah, I'm trying to
fellas.
skip past your pride picks again.
Yeah, do your thing. I said, I'm loving the staff so far. To have a competent staff makes a difference. Question mark AVP.
That's super fast.
Yeah, that super is. Fast. I think so. Yeah, but AVP on staff makes us better. And a Tua and MPJ Ghost Strand would just be fine.
Yeah. As Van Pelt on this staff makes a whole lot of difference. And you talk about a young quarterback and him having a veteran quarterback get on their feet again. I mean, you couldn't ask for nothing more. You can't. Hey, that's what I'm saying, Solomon. They ain't paying us. YouTube paying us, but hey, that's funny money nowadays. A lot done changed. I keep telling y'all.
Platforms are changing, and then just wait to 2027. Some more changes are coming to YouTube. So.
Yep. So I mean, hey, that's why I tell y'all donations mean a lot, because I mean they cutting back on a lot.
Always, I'm telling you.
But let's get this thing back to going in the right direction finally.
I just want 10 wins. They deserve 10 wins. We should see 10 wins. Tua's led a team to 10 wins before. And now you got Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and they're all playing from freedom instead of for freedom. They've all gotten paid. They're no longer playing to prove it. They're playing because they have proven it. Like, I want to see these dubs. Remember when Kevin Stefanski first showed up in Cleveland, what did he do? He helped Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns not just go to the playoffs, but win their first playoff game in roughly 20 years. Before Kevin Stefanski got stale, there was a spark. I don't care if he gets stale in Atlanta. Can he light a spark? Because that spark should set this team ablaze. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. They are a top 5 tight end 1, wide receiver 1, RB1 combination. You will not find 5 better RB1, tight end 1, wide receiver 1 combinations in all of the league than that unit right there.
Pause right there. Chris, how much did they spend on those offensive talent?
Over 260 mil.
Okay, that's why they spent that money. And a lot of people were mad about it. They should have paid defense too. They should have paid Jesse Bates. The more I sit back and thought about it, when you have the best running back in the league, a top 10 wide receiver, and a top 10 tight end, you got to pay them. And especially if you are freelancing at the quarterback position. So, I mean, what he said at the beginning of that, Chris, how long have I been saying, remember what Stefanski did in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield? Miss Drea, what's good? Remember what he did in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield? Didn't just say that? I've been saying that for the last 3 months.
Yeah, for sure.
People forget that. That wasn't by coincidence. And I keep telling y'all, he talking about Stefanski got stale. I keep telling y'all the front office messed that situation up.
Injuries
too. But when you talk about the quarterback position, Baker was good enough to keep being the quarterback of that team, especially with Nick Chubb, but Nick Chubb got hurt, like you said, with injuries. So as you look at it, if this front office can stay out the way and just keep giving them what they need to be a good team, they won't have a problem. I don't think. Because you look at the staff is strong, strongest staff we had in a very long time. So, I mean, in that case, I have no problem with it. What you think about that first quick part of the clip?
I mean, I feel like he's spot on. Again, that's another reason why you make sure that you're paying these guys. You're expecting them to be in your future, especially like Bijan. You see all the way through 2030. I believe Drake is through 2030 as well, I believe. And then you're looking at Kyle. You're giving him an option to actually really you put the ball in his court, because if he can continue to ball and have something like how he did at the end of last season, the money not only will be worth it, but he can possibly get another contract because he's definitely young enough and the contract is short enough for him to get one. So we'll see what happens with Kyle. But regardless, that trio right there has been paid for a reason. You're expecting those guys to light up the league for you for the next 4 to 5 years at least.
And think about it, if they play defense like they did last year for the next 2 to 3 years, I could see a Super Bowl in the future. Easily. Because if you play how they played on defense last year with 57 sacks and barely, if 2 or 3 games are won on special teams, this is an 11-win team last year.
Right.
Home playoff game, possibly a home win, go to the divisional round, possibly can win that too. Because I tell y'all, in the playoffs, in the postseason, it's all about running the football. Last year, they had Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. They get in the playoffs last year with those 2 running backs, we possibly looking at a Super Bowl team. Possibly.
Definitely possibly. I mean, my goodness, we can keep on going. Because I know
keep going. It's a good little way to go. Well, yeah, a good little way to go. But let's keep it going.
So if you can get a 1,400 wide receiver, a 1,000 yard tight end, and a 1,500 yard running back, plus a 3,800 yard quarterback, this team should win 10 games. This team should go to the playoffs. I trust Kevin Stefanski to light a spark like he did with Baker Mayfield. He should be able to do that with Tua. I trust Tua, who has something to prove, and I trust a lot of players who are now playing from freedom as opposed to forward.
Yeah, this division is going to come down to the Falcons or the Panthers.
Okay.
It's really not a competition. Michael Penix isn't healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tua is going to be the starter. The question will be, he's going to start, but is he going to finish? Can he stay healthy? Tua's a very, very accurate passer of the football. I know Kevin Stefanski is probably like, okay, here we go. Now I can really run my offense how I want to run it. To me, this is just as important for the head coaches as it is for both quarterbacks that get on the field. Kevin Stefanski is going to have to show that he's this offensive guru that many people believe that he is, because he hasn't been that. When he was in Cleveland, the offense was the reason the Cleveland Browns were ass. It wasn't the defense. Yeah. And Kevin Stefanski, you can say what you want to say. You are calling the plays. You have to figure out a way to make sure we can score points on offense. If you're the offensive coordinator and you're a guru, you got the job because you're an offensive guru. And so this is very important for him. Yeah. But the Falcons, if Tua can stay healthy, I believe it comes down to them or the Carolina Panthers. But when you go running back,
and my thing,
receiver, like you just.
Oh, my thing is, and this is a NFL wide receiver. You know, this TJ Houshmandzadeh, for those who don't know exactly who he is, former Bengals wide receiver. Was out there in his prime with guys like Chad Ochocinco. He was a part of that offense. So, but yeah, regardless though, man, he's hitting on some things that, remember when we first hired Stefanski and we kind of brought all those things to the table, and we just had to wait back and see. And it's like, again, those things are obvious to talk about, as you see, but can he like that? Can he like that? And we're talking about guys, being able to control the offense, and he's talking about calling the plays and talking about being the offensive guru. And it's just like, man, it really hits you, because you look at guys like Kyle Shanahan, as much as, I don't like giving them credit, but you got to respect it. Regardless of what the offense is looking like, they still end up winning games. They still win games, and it's going to be interesting. But I still believe in Coach Ski, man. He's here, and he has an opportunity to really have a redemption story of his own, similar like Tua, and Penix is on his comeback trail. You have that story, and then you still have the underdog story with Jack Strand. You have all those stories on the Atlanta Falcons in the quarterback room right now: redemption, comeback, and underdog, all right now. Then you throw in Cooper Rush too, whatever story you want to give him. So, did Smitty freeze on me, man? Smitty, come back, man. Come back. All right. Well, in the meantime, gonna try to get to these supers. Miss Drea, appreciate that. You back?
Keep cutting me off. Keep cutting me out, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
Well, go ahead and read
for the donation. I ain't hear nothing you said, bro. But I trust you said the right thing. But Miss Drea, it sounds like the pundit speak from someone who actually watches the Falcon game. He just watches football, period, because as I tell y'all, I can tell the difference between him, Acho, and LaShawn McCoy. Because LaShawn McCoy, he just goes like what he think all the time. He don't really be doing no film study. He don't do none of that. When you hear TJ talk, that you can see how he breaking down what happened in Cleveland. He watched Cleveland. He watched what goes on in that field. So like you said, he played the position. And it's true enough that Stefanski let it crumble, but you got to think, when the front office is putting their foot in to what's going on and getting in the way, that's when problems start. We seen it here in Atlanta with Rich McKay for years. So now that Matt Ryan is in charge, I think he's going to give Ian free reign to do whatever he needs to do and be transparent with these coaches about, what the next move should be, how they feel. But they're not going to get in the way. They're not going to go out and pay $230 million guaranteed fully for a quarterback. They just gonna let it fall where it may, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, bro. And like I said again, guys like Kyle Shanahan been getting it done regardless of the offense been going on. Like that's what I was talking about when you had froze up, because TJ was talking about offensive gurus, and me and Smitty, we talked about it. We talked about that whole thing about when we first hired Coach Stefanski and how he was going to be like an uphill battle just because of, the good times, the bad times, and the real ugly times. So
right. That's what I'm talking about.
Easy topic to talk about and bring up, but again, that's TJ.
Facts. But Roy, thank you for the $5 donation, my brother. Truly appreciate it. He said, question for you guys: if Kyler and Tua was switched, would the media be hyping him a lot? Tua would be up there with Kevin O'Connor. That's a great question. And if y'all didn't know today, Kyler Murray was named the starting quarterback in Minnesota. And I'm telling y'all, this is why he was brought in. And same thing with Atlanta. This is why Tua was brought in. Because I don't feel like O'Connell trusts McCarthy after the last 2 years. He really hasn't seen enough growth in him. And I don't really know what's going on with that, but I mean, we'll find out sooner or later. But if Kyler was here, I think it would be about the same, because he's battled injuries, and people say he's undersized, call him a diva. So I mean, it really wouldn't be a difference. It wouldn't be a difference. I mean, one thing about the media, they're gonna focus on the negativity one way or another. So they're gonna find your shortfalls and your faults, and they're gonna eat away at it. And that's what's been going on with Tua and Penix, and what's been going on with JJ McCarthy and Kyler up in Minnesota. It's the same situation. If these two teams' quarterback situations were better, these teams would be talked about as potential playoff teams. Yeah, who knows, championship teams. Who knows?
But also, you think about this though. The one thing that's different though, Michael Penix is dealing with injuries, to the body. He's not dealing with lack of, learning the playbook, lack of not being able to run the system or anything like that. All those things JJ is still dealing with up there. Like he still has a lack of quarterback. So I feel like that was an easier path for whoever went to the Vikings. Tua could have went to the Vikings right now and still been dealing with that little back thing. They probably still would have named him the starter. Because again, of what's not happening with JJ. And then Kyler, I feel like I haven't heard anything about him having any type of injury. So maybe him starting immediately, in training camp healthy, that may have been able to, kind of lean that way or something. But Michael Penix is still going to be Michael Penix, and all the things that he's doing right now, he'd have been doing no matter if it's Tua, if it's Kyler, regardless. So I can kind of like fall to kind of like what you're saying. But I just feel like it was more of a open house and really an open spot in Minnesota than Atlanta. Just because of, between the two quarterbacks and Penix and McCarthy. Hold on, can't hear you, bro.
His name messing up all the way around. But can you really say that though? Because if Kyler comes here and he's battling with Penix, it's going to be the same thing as he's doing in Minnesota. And I've been saying it. These guys have no ties to Penix. They're looking for a guy to come in here, a veteran guy to compete right away, lead this team into a playoff berth, or have a decent season enough to have a glimpse of the future to, put this team in the right direction. So I think it would have been the same thing had Kyler come down here. I mean, he would be the guy going into week one because he's healthy. And even if he was healthy, he has the most experience. Yeah, playoff experience.
I do agree with this, what Dan said, though, about, Tua with the strong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because we know the accuracy is there with Tua. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting because it will come down to some of those things just like that, the accuracy, the power, because, Kyler, he has his faults too. And then he is shorter as well too. So
man, they been clowning him bad on Twitter, man.
I bet.
You go to my Twitter page and look at my retweets. Saquon Barkley was jumping over one of his kids. They call him Kyler Murray. Then today I put up another tweet.
Yeah.
A kid looked like he's probably about 7 or 8 years old. He was bench pressing, and they said Kyler working out. So
that's on leave for a while, boy. Internet.
They got to be stopped.
Yes, immediately.
but Rod, I'm glad we got 2 or 2, man. I keep telling y'all looking at it as the concussions only. But when you break down the numbers, the wins, the losses, the completion percentage, and just 2-3 years ago, he led the NFL in pass yards. He could do the exact same thing. He has the speed, he has the height, and that's something that he really never had in mind. He never had a really big body guy until Darren Waller got there. And you see what Darren Waller did in the red zone. That could be Kyle Pitts. Just saying.
Spoke of, they probably are the best. Top 5. I'm just going through teams in my head right now. There's not a team that has that you would say is better than what the Falcons have. I can't even think of one.
We tried to think about this the other day. The Patriots have A.J. Brown, Travion Henderson.
But once you get to the running back, it's like, nah.
The Eagles have Smitty, Saquon, Goddard.
Nope.
Then you get to the tight end, you like, nah. And then the receiver's probably a push.
Yep. The Ravens have Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews.
No.
Nah.
It gets kind of the healthy Niners team has
Knicks.
They two weapons on the perimeter.
Injury prone.
Injury
prone.
If in that case, Kieran, then it
in terms of the trios, it is them. And I think this is the thing with Tua, though. We've seen him with talented groups before. We saw him with the fastest trio probably in NFL history.
So we don't get called out.
Okay.
Lions.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah, somebody's commenting
they're
right
only,
now.
They're only the
Amon-Ra
comparable. That's the only one because Bijan
and Gibbs.
That's a push.
Pick your poison. Yep.
That's a push.
Laporta, I'm probably taking Laporta respectfully. He's more consistent.
Probably.
Over Pitts.
And then Amon-Ra.
Probably
and
taking
Drake. It depends on what type of receiver you like.
I'll take the Lions. But, I mean, as a Cowboys fan, I also think we're in there. But Javonte Williams is no.
Man, get the hell out of here talking about damn Cowboys.
Hey, man. They wait a minute. I mean, go ahead. No, go ahead.
They saying a push with the Lions, but
I mean, it kind of do make sense, Smitty. I can't. Wait a minute. I got to take the Falcons glasses.
I'm not gonna discredit Sam Laporta because before he got hurt, he was one of the better young tight ends in the league. So I'm not gonna discredit him.
Right. That's a real.
We really see what Kyle Pitts could be if a quarterback put him in. Well, a coach put him in the system and make him a focal point. Remember the Tampa game. Well, remember both of the Tampa games. Remember who was that other game they played? He had, I think, 8 catches for like 90-some yards. But if you look at his numbers, if you give him a competent quarterback, Kyle Pitts can be a weapon that nobody in the NFL can stop. I can't say that for Sam Laporta because let's be real. I break it down like this. Give Kyle Pitts Jared Goff and see what he can do. It wouldn't even be a conversation.
I mean, to a degree, but you got to think about this too. We are possibly about to see the best version of Kyle Pitts. So Jared Goff would have still had to been dealing with the Kyle Pitts coming off injury, the Kyle Pitts in the route running, etc., all that different things like now. I like that too. So that could be a push too. But I mean, Laporta, I get what they're saying from the consistency part, and that's really what matters. What are you doing on the field? How often, stuff like that. You can have big games, but are you having those times all the time, or are you being able to be reliable, saying all the time? So that's what they're talking about Laporta. But ultimately, let's be honest, if we're just talking about raw athletic ability, and if you're just talking about, hey, man, give this guy 20 targets, give this guy 20 targets, come on, we're talking about Kyle Pitts 1,000%. He takes that. So
Melvin, happy birthday, my guy.
Hey, happy birthday
to you. Yeah, man, happy 21st birthday, man. But go ahead, Chris. My bad.
No, it's fine. But yeah, I think Kyle Pitts like clears that as far as everything else. It does come down to consistency. You go to the wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Drake London. That is a real pick your poison. What kind of receiver do you like? There are two totally different receivers. You got big body Drake, so not as fast as Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra definitely clears in speed. Also, I feel like
run out to the catch. You got to get that Amon-Ra St. Brown as well.
I do have to, but also think about this. Amon-Ra came out of college already doing things that Drake London is starting to do, being able to move around, being able to, Drake could always go across the middle, but just being able to be utilized in different ways. Amon-Ra already came out of college, kind of already like that type of player and like a speed guy as well. So it kind of come down to what kind of wide receiver do you like? Because Drake, those 50-50 balls are really 80-20, and that comes from the basketball background too. So who do you like? Do you like?
But I think as a whole, when you look at both of these teams, if the Falcons can finally get Pitts and London balling in the red zone, the Falcons will be unstoppable. Because for one, the average cornerback is about 6'1", somewhere in that range. Drake is 6'4". Kyle Pitts, average linebacker, 5'11" to 6'2", 6'2 and a half, 6'3". He's 6'6". So if you line him up in the X, in the slot, or wherever on the field, he's going to have a mismatch. So if they start using that to their advantage in the red zone, even though you got Bijan to run the football and Brian Robinson, who I think is going to be a short yardage guy, if you learn to use those two guys inside the 20, this team is going to be unstoppable. And that's the way I'm looking at it. And there's no knock to Detroit, but this is where I think Drake has the advantage in the red zone. From inside the 20, from the 20 to the other 20, I give it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. But from the red zone on in, I give it to Drake. And the same with Kyle and Laporta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, bro. Like, it's all coming down to like really what type of wide receiver do you like?
Right, and it's a push. I agree with that. But Ms. Drell said she just watched MP9 and on 4th and 1, which is Cam Newton show, and I'm gonna watch it a little later, and I'm gonna pull some parts from that and probably do some reaction to that video because he was at Flowery Branch doing interviews with the players.
So, check it out.
I'm gonna give y'all the info on that one, but trust me, y'all gonna like it. He said that he's more so working on confidence. Sounds like he really doesn't want to hit the field until he's 100%, and that's what we've been saying. Although he would want to be ready for game one, and I knew, and I said it. I didn't feel like he would be ready. He started seeing on the PUP list, or if he doesn't, he's going to sit out the first couple of games and see what Tua has going on. And if they're winning and Tua is doing what he needs to do to help this team win and doing a good job, it just is what it is.
Right. Hey, I don't blame him trying to be ready for week one because you never know what can happen in week one. Tua could be playing bad. Tua can be, so we can be in the game. Like, for example, it could be something similar to, well, I don't want it to be, but I'm just saying like hypotheticals where you're just all talking hypotheticals. Like how the Steelers and the Falcons played, seeing Kirk Cousins against the Steelers. And we're still in the game right there, but it's just like, bro, you just not being able to. We got to
step into his throws. That was the problem. He couldn't step into his throws.
We got to pull you. We got to pull you. So we this close. We got to pull you. Then MPJ comes in. Hey man, I'm healthy. You never know, wins the game, and then you never know what happens after that.
But the thing with that, if you do that, can you go back? You had that problem with Kurt. We knew once they pulled Kurt out the game, and it was Michael Penix's turn. I couldn't go back, and I said it. The only way Kurt hits the field again, Michael Penix has to get hurt. What happens? Michael Penix got hurt. Yep. So we knew
that was the only way he could get on. There was no other possible way for Kurt to get his job back after Michael took him.
Right.
That was injury was the only thing, and honestly, I think playing bad or injury, that's what's going to help Michael Penix get back on the field. Honestly, not even necessarily saying week one, but just period. It's It's what it feel like it's coming down to, because we're at August 11th. And even though Tua is not running away with the competition, I understand what they're saying too. It's not really a competition because Penix hasn't been 100% cleared yet. We're still waiting on that, so.
I think the only competition is the number 3 spot, but we'll see how that turn out. But Dan said, I think the Falcons O-line is better than the Lions. I'm going to say that's a push, Dan, because the Lions had 3 first-round picks on that line. And with Taylor Decker, that was a 4th. So he's going now. He's a free agent. And I think they drafted another offensive lineman in this draft. So it to me is a push. But 3 years ago, Lions had the best. The year they made it to the championship game, they had the best offensive line in the league, hands down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I know they still got Penei Sewell, all that good stuff up there too. I agree about the push, but the reason why it is kind of like a push is more so I think that right tackle for us. They got to hold that tackle too, so it's the same thing. That's why I say it's a push. Yeah. They have a young guy on that side where Taylor Decker used to be. So it's a push. It's pretty much the same. Even though Taylor's been mostly healthy most of his career and stuff like that, mostly available, it's just he's still a guy that a team that won the Super Bowl with him, I believe, I said that they were happy that he was gone. Like, it's just that's just crazy, but
So I'm gonna say he agreed with TJ. The Lions are the only team that has tight end, running back, and receiver like the Falcons do. And the Lions have actually, I think them losing Montgomery, that's gonna show this year. It's gonna show.
Or is Gibbs gonna show that he's worth the money? I mean, because the questions are gonna be asked about Bijan. Let's just keep it 1,000 about it. So
right.
And
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I actually said that, I said the Lions, their biggest loss in the last 2 years was Ben Johnson. When they lost Ben Johnson, they took a step back, and it showed. You saw Goff take a step back. The only thing that I think is going to hold them in place is if their defense can take the next step. They went out and got another edge rusher to help Aiden Hutchinson. So if that defense can take the next step, they're going to be a dangerous team again. But are they still bound to what Dan Campbell doing in Detroit? Because most of the time, like we seen in Atlanta with Dan Quinn, when you reach that height, when he reached the NFC Championship game, he took a little step back last year because they had to fight one of their coaches. And actually, we got one of his former coaches on our staff right now. So, it happens.
Yeah, man. It's on Dixon Way. What's happening? Larry from the Dixon Way.
Read that one.
Y'all make sure y'all check out the Dixon Way, man. I'm talking about Braves, Hawks, Dream, Bulldogs, and sometimes his wife's Gators. And, but at the same time, y'all make sure y'all. Hey,
you trying to start a fight?
Hey, I ain't trying to start a fight. I'm just, speaking the facts. And man got to hold it down. I get it. Yeah. but it said, "What's up, fellas? I know I called KP a donkey in the past due to his lack of effort in blocking in the run game, but this year he should be a mighty unicorn." That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're hoping for. Said, don't forget Branch.
We ain't gonna forget Branch. I ain't gonna forget him or Dotson or Olamide as kids. That's the speed that Tua had in Miami. It's not track speed, but it's fast enough speed for him to keep putting up those numbers, take those deep shots downfield. So that's something that I just can't wait to see. And we are going to be a play action heavy team, so you're going to see more shots downfield.
Yeah, let's oh man, that's what I'm saying. That Lions, I think the Lions may be the closest thing to us, but I know they had started to say something about the Cowboys, but already, man, Javonte is not Bijan or Gibbs, respectfully. So it's like you already lost right there, and then they're only mentioning like one wide receiver. So for the Cowboys, you already in the gridlock because you have technically two number one wide receivers, or some people will feel like Pickens is more of a one than CD, and some people will say vice versa. So it's like, okay, but you only can pick one. And then you look at Jeff Ferguson. Last year he had a good season, but I don't think that's a name that you think about, when you're talking about, just a good offense and all that stuff like that. He's serviceable, but a lot of people aren't going to give him credit. So it's like, all right, the Cowboys, you could put him in there. If you're a diehard Dallas fan, I already know that you're already saying that you're number one. But again, the running back position already kills them, if you ask me, because Williams is not Gibbs nor Bijan. And then again,
I know they hate they gave let Tony Pollard walk out the door. Boy, I know they hated that. They took Ezekiel Elliott over him, but that was a mistake. Larry said with our more run heavy offense, 2 tight end sets with the quarterback under center, Cal should go slap off. That's true. And if y'all remember when Cal was in Cleveland, he had Nick Chubb at running back. Now he has a faster version of Nick Chubb in Atlanta. And Nick Chubb was getting 1,700 yards a season, double-digit touchdowns. So just imagine what Bijan gonna do in a play-action heavy offense.
And don't get me wrong, they're 2 different running backs, but Bijan can still run through the tackles too. You know, I believe
that's what I said. Yeah, beat Nick Chubb with speed because he has the power as well. So I mean, hey,
that run game.
Stephanie, what's good? What's good, Miss Stephanie?
How you feeling? Raymond,
donuts in the coffee like he always do. What's good, my guy? What does the line depth look like compared to ours? I would open it up, Ms. Drill, but I think it's gonna make the line skip. We found out one of the flaws is if you open one of those apps that does a security check, it'll stall the live out. So we'll have to do that in another video. I might just do it on the long form. So we'll see. But
we'll
compared to that, I would say offensive wise, it's a push. Both offensive lines are strong. I think what the Lions had the advantage is the quarterback position right now. But as far as running back, wide receivers is a push. You talk about defense, pass rush. With the injury that we have, I got to give it to the Lions because they got Aiden Hutchinson. But if everybody's healthy, is a push. Linebackers is a push. Secondary, I got to give it to because Terry Owner's not there anymore. So I would get that to the Falcons when we talk about secondary. So, I mean, teams are evenly matched. I just pray that the coaches can keep up with this talent. That's what I'm ready to see.
See if I can.
Mr. International, what's up, my guy?
Let's see if I can just give a little update. Okay, so I know their center, Cade Mays, is right now on the injured inactive list. So you got that going for you. So it may be the Juice Shrugs, Michael Neese, and Seth MacFarlane all fighting for that.
That's the dude from Family Guy, ain't it?
Might as well say, right? Panay Sewell, Tate Ratliff, Blake Miller. That's the guy that you was just talking about. That's over there, draft pick, yeah. And then you got Christian Mahogany. That's that's the old fun. I hope I said Panay Sewell. If I didn't, then Panay Sewell. And then you got
Rod got a hot take, but go ahead.
Okay, and then you got the quarterback, of course, Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, or J-Mo, as they like to call him. And then Isaac look like Tesla.
Never heard of him. But before you clip off of that, Rod said he think defense goes to the Lions. And I can agree with that to a certain extent because the pass rush, we down 2 players and we by committee right now. But if our edge rushers are healthy, we right there with them. But who outside of Aiden Hutchinson, who are their edge rushers?
Tyleek Williams, you got Alum McNeil, DJ Warner. Let's see, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell is a top 10 linebacker in this league, probably top 5. So linebackers, I got to give it to them. Just
Derek Barnes. Oh, look at old Rocky Ascend. Y'all remember him?
Yeah. Cornerback.
Yep. They got Brian Branch over there, but he's hurt right now. Kirby Jessup, same. DJ Reed. Yep. Man, that's right. DJ Reed. Yeah. I wanted DJ Reed myself before he went over there. Let me see. And Roger McCrary. So that's what they're looking like on defense. Well, they're on the back end. They still got guys like Ennis Rakestraw Jr. and
that was a good pickup.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys.
I got to go with Rod on that one. I got to give it to the Lions on this one. And I think it's mainly because of that linebacker position. When you talk about a guy like Jack Campbell that can do everything, he's a true leader on the field. I wanted that guy to Iowa so bad, but I knew that he was going to go to a team like Detroit, a linebacker needed team. But I right now, because of injuries, I got to give it to Detroit.
I think I feel like our secondary is what kind of gets us closer right now, because I'm looking at their secondary. And yeah, Rocky Sin, DJ Reed, a healthy Kirby, a healthy Brian Branch, but I'll still put those guys up against our guys.
And you got to think Terry Arnold got hurt. I mean, I'm sorry, he got cut.
He didn't get hurt. He tried to hurt somebody. That's what
I was thinking about Brian Branch. My bad.
He's trying to hurt somebody. I'm like that's
yeah, but yeah. I mean, if he's on that team, you got to give it to the Lions. And Dan Campbell being a defensive guy, you got to get to the Lions. But yeah, you're right. We right there, because you look at Watts, you look at Bates, you look at AJ Terrell. We talk about top 10 in all those two positions.
And I'm just saying, they have Rocky Sin. He's been struggling a little bit. We still got Mike Hughes, so I still feel like it's still a push.
And Brian Branch is he's a nickel guy, and he can also play safety. Sound familiar? So yeah. I mean, it goes to the Lions right now, but it could easily be a push.
Easily. Yeah, I mean, think about a healthy Billy Bowman. You could possibly throw him in the conversation.
Right.
It's just.
And they said Mike Hughes even trying to hold up his end at cornerback too, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's trying. He tried. Hey, he like, I'm a vet, man. I ain't finna let no rookie come take my spot. I'm just saying, I ain't mad at him.
Out of control.
I ain't mad at him.
Thank you for the donation, my brother. Truly appreciate it.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, family.
G.A. Prize say can't be the best offensive to the quarterback position is settled. Definitely got the pieces. Now it's time to show up on the field. That's absolutely 200% true.
Yeah,
200% true.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't mention is about the quarterbacks. Like that. I mean, yeah, they said something about Tua, but Jared Goff, I guess even Dak Prescott. It's like between those three guys, who do you trust? And I think you more so want to lean toward Jared Goff, but even that's a question mark, right? So it's like, eesh.
Yes. But I will say this. In Ben Johnson's offense, Jared Goff had MVP potential. And see, that's why I say it comes down to coaching at the end of the day. And a lot of people don't understand this about the Falcons. You look at what they brought in behind Stefanski and behind Reese. Tommy Eastland is one of the most creative offensive minds in the league. Then you add Alex Van Pelt, the quarterback coach, who can develop quarterbacks. Who has he developed? You might ask. J.P. Lossman in Buffalo. So he helped develop those quarterbacks. You talk about Drake May. You talk about who else? He's been a couple of places. And I had to look at the list because I can't think off the top of my head where all Alex Van Pelt has been. But he was a 10-year veteran in the NFL, so he knows the game front to back.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills. That's where he played quarterback with the Buffalo Bills. I know. Right. Green Bay Packers, of course, with Aaron Rodgers.
Right
to the MVP. Yeah, helped him get to the MVP with that. Matthew Stafford, played with
Detroit
Rams. No, the Rams.
Rams. Okay.
He just won the MVP. AVP was there. So,
okay. So that answers your question. That's my question rather. So yeah. But Dan said Dan Campbell does boneheaded things that can cost him big games. He said that's absolutely true. And it almost cost him his job last year. So because they went on a big slide right in the middle of the season and cost them miss the playoffs. Russ and nobody beating around this year. I guess we can even try. But I mean, we don't know until he hit the field. And I was looking at Aaron Donald, he's a freak athlete. But I did see a little bit of slowdown in what his movement. And he's 35 years old, almost 36, so it's expected. But short area space, he's going to dominate like he usually does. As long as you don't have to sit the edge and go on the outside, Aaron Donald will be fine. If he's going straight forward, north to south, from the running back to the quarterback, he'll be fine. But it's going to be somebody out there that I think can beat them. I mean, we've seen it before with the Eagles. Vince Young, talking about they got a dream team, fell off a cliff. So,
oh gosh, the dream team.
Hey, Flipper, I said that I think Penix should go to the injured reserve for the first 4 games. But I mean, do they want to do that? Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's gonna come down to what the doctors say about 11 on 11s. I feel like if the doctors say give it a couple more weeks, that's when he'll probably go to the Pope. If they doctors say I think you're ready, then
if he can practice by that last preseason game going into week 1, I think he'll be clear. But at that point, Tua will be the starter. And would they just put him on the PUP list to bring in another body to help out?
That's interesting.
That's how I would look at it. Because the way the injuries are hitting us right now, and not saying the whole team is injured, but at the same time, if he's not going to play, he's the backup, and you got another guy like a Cooper Rush or a Jack Strand on the roster, you put him on the PUP list and bring in another body on the roster until he's ready to help out the team, and then you can always cut ties with that player or somebody else on the roster that you really don't use. So, I mean, there's ways around it. So would they use it just for that? I think that would be a smart move.
Interesting. Yeah, it definitely can be an interesting move for sure. But dang, okay. All right. Not gonna take long on this, seriously.
Go ahead. You got it.
But almost forgot this little tweet right here. And this is from ESPN.
Oh yeah, boy, thank you for doing that. I forgot.
Yeah, from the block spot. And he had this tweet today saying JJ McCarthy, bench, Justin Fields, bench, Zach Wilson, Dylan Gabriel, Anthony Richardson, Kenny Pickett, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, and Will Levis, all benched. The NFL
top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah, the NFL has a QB development problem.
And I got told Chris, you can throw Michael Penix in this conversation as well.
I mean,
you might not like it, but hey, it's reality. It's reality. And I will start it off. The reason why the NFL have a development problem is because they don't 9 times out of 10, they try to put talent in a spot where it don't belong. And what I mean by that, sometimes they don't draft the right quarterback for their system. I'm looking at JJ McCarthy. I thought he would have fit, but I think it was a reach because to me, he had a decent arm, but his accuracy wasn't all that in Michigan. Justin Fields, to me, strong arm, good legs, just didn't fit in Chicago with what they did. If he had a better quarterback coach or a better offensive coordinator, I feel like he would have had a better outcome. Same with Zach Wilson. Dylan Gabriel, I think he was a West Coast style offense. If he ends up in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, probably could succeed. Anthony Richardson only played 13 games in college. I think that was a push and that was a reach all the way. And I said that from the jump. Kenny Pickett, they joked about his hands the other day and he clowned him too. But that was a comfortability pick. And what I mean by that, went to the University of Pittsburgh. So he right across, they trained at the same facility. So he was a comfort pick. Trey Lance, underdeveloped, Division II school. Mac Jones, played at Alabama, solid starter. Ended up in the wrong system. Will Levis. I don't know what to say about Will Levis. He just never developed. He had
his best game against us, the game when Grady went.
That's true. And he had who's New England coach? Mike Vrabel. He had Mike Vrabel for a little while, so he did have a coach. And he did have a decent offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that is still his best game to date.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah,
that is still his best game to date.
But you remember, let's be real now. That touchdown on AJ Terrell and DeAndre Hopkins, that was a clear offensive pass interference.
Man, I'm telling you, that day just wasn't our day. We lost Grady that day. The offense, was sputtering. I think Dez was still our quarterback. Yeah, Dez, I think it was still our quarterback.
Yeah, Dez was still the quarterback.
Yeah, so
but I will finish it off by saying the reason why I put Penix on this list is because he wasn't developed properly because of an offensive coordinator that really didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was a first-time coordinator. That was the Falcon dropping the ball. And see, this is what I want y'all to understand as Falcon fans. This is why Matt Ryan is so important. This is why it's important that Matt Ryan is out there on the field with those quarterbacks, giving them tilt day in and day out. So the developmental problem won't become a problem no more. You bring in Eastern, you bring in Alabama Pitt, then you add Matt Ryan to the equation. Both these quarterbacks, or all three of these quarterbacks, should be fine. It's just getting this offense into a rhythm and staying consistent. Just know what you're going to do when you hit the field. But that's my thoughts on it. Tell me what you think right quick.
I mean, my whole thought process is really about, a lot of guys get put into the wrong situation. But, you think about it, you have to be intelligent on somewhat and have some kind of competence to even make it to the NFL. But it's just like, again, from collegiate to the NFL is a different animal, and you have to have that transition. Some people take longer than others to grasp information and to be able to transition properly. But in today's NFL, if you don't come out and, light the world on fire in like the first year or two, you're done. Because there are other guys behind you that are coming out that want your spot. Okay, well, this guy didn't get it done in 2 years. What is this guy talking about? He looked good coming out of college. Maybe he can pick it up. And again, it's just like then you think about it. You factor in too about different fan bases. You factor in confidence levels. Because we're in a time to where there's a lot of social media out there, and a lot of things get said about a lot of different guys. It can possibly rattle a few cages. And I'm just factoring all the different things into these guys trying to be professionals. And sometimes you just don't have the best draw. But you also have some guys just are collegiate quarterbacks. You also got to throw that out there too. Some guys are just collegiate quarterbacks, and they're not NFL guys.
Right. And think about it, man. We talk about this list right here. We talk about a guy in San Francisco, Brock Purdy, last pick of the draft. He landed in a perfect system that fit his skill set.
Right.
And somebody asked this question right here: who's the best quarterback on this list? If I had to choose one that was NFL ready, I had to say Mac Jones. Mac Jones, if you see what he did in San Francisco, when Brock Purdy was out, he showed that he could be an NFL caliber quarterback. He just has to land in the right system. And for all these quarterbacks, I would say, how many is it? 4, 8, 9 plus Penix is 10. I would say 2 of them land in a decent system, and that's the 2 at the bottom. That's Mac Jones and Will Levis. The other 8, the other 7, landing in bad situations. And that's the thing about taking quarterbacks with a top 5 pick. You better make sure that you hit on the right guy. You better make sure he fits your system, because if he don't, you can't fit a square peg in a round hole. It just never works. It never works.
First round picks. A lot of first round picks on this list, man. Because even Kenny Pickett, he was in the first round. It was just like at the bottom of it, like 23, I think, but still, even him taking it. Then look, he's like on his second or third team right now. I think like third team right now.
Right.
Like it's wild.
Kenny Pickett, I've been traded 3 times in the last 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like what, first to the Browns and then the Eagles, or the Eagles then the Browns?
And the funny thing is, Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel teammates. So Gabriel was the first round pick in the top 10. Yeah, that's true. But they put him there because he was a starting quarterback last year. But he's another one of those quarterbacks. He's undersized, arm is not that strong. And look, I mean, the thing about it, this is what karma comes in at. You picked him over Shedeur Sanders. And now I'm hearing Shedeur Sanders might get traded before the season start, which I already knew. But again, this is the word of the NFL. They, they like to take shots, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you can't hit on that quarterback, I mean, they're gonna throw you in a tailspin for 5 years.
Better believe. And that's why we talk about drafts being a crapshoot because of stuff like that. And again, though, I think that's what it is, though, man. You gotta come in lighting the world on fire, man, because if you don't, there are guys that are coming out the year after you, 2 years, 3 years, and it's like the team start looking, especially if coaches get changed, and coaches start looking at you, they like, go get my own guy, so the coach come in there, and that's just the way of that's just the way of the NFL right now. But it's not just the NFL. Some of that stuff is happening in other leagues too. That's what sports is just turning into. Seriously, you got to come in and perform. If you don't, you out.
I've given Kyle Shanahan grief for the last 10 years, but I'm gonna give him his credit. He perfected his dad's system. If you look at the way he coaches just like Pops. Mr. Shanahan, all he needed was a good running back. When he finally gave John Elway a championship running back at Terrell Davis, look at what John Elway did. Look at how the 49ers drove before McCaffrey had suffered those injuries again with Brock Purdy.
Right.
If you give Kyle Shanahan a decent quarterback and a top-notch running back, he going to make you pay. And this is what I'm hoping Kevin Stefanski can do. If he can pull from that type of coaching, where you only need a decent running back, a good running back and a decent quarterback, that's what we need. That's what we need. And then tight end, talk about George Kittle. Another guy came out of nowhere. I think he was a 4th or 5th round pick. Yeah, he's been hurt the last couple of years, but hey, guess what? He's still a top 10 tight end in the NFL after all these years. And I saw it yesterday. He going to his 10th season that quick.
Yeah, man. That time goes by. Said about Harold says about week 4, Tua will be benched.
Oh boy, you better hope not, because if they put pennies on the PUP list and they need somebody to start week 4,
here comes Strand.
Here comes Strand, or here come another losing season.
Oh, dang.
Those first 5 games pivotal to the season. Look at the teams we played the first 5 games. We start off with the Steelers. I think Baltimore is in that mix. I think Green Bay is in that mix, if I'm not mistaken. So 3 teams in our first 5 games are going to be tough. And then we had the Saints, and somebody else. The Saints and
Saints, Ravens, Packers, Panthers.
That's what it is. Panthers. So yeah, so those two, the Panthers and the other team, they should be winnable games. But when you look at Steelers, the Ravens, and that other team, yeah, that's gonna be 3 tough games. So that start out the gate is gonna be pivotal to our season. So we got to pull off an upset in one of those games. Mm-hmm. At least one. To even stay at 500 or above. Think about that.
You just gotta take care of business one game at a time.
Gotta be at least 3-2 the first 5 games.
Yeah, that would be great. We got to get one on the Steelers too. We have not been able to take down the Steelers. Really,
we haven't beaten them in Pittsburgh. Never.
Yeah. So
we got our work
for us. Yeah,
perfect year to do it.
Perfect year. Start a new standard.
Yeah. And we actually have an advantage because Kevin Stefanski coached against them in the last 7 years. So it kind of gives us a little bit of an advantage. And the Steelers kind of beat up right now. And they're uncertain at quarterback as well. So if we can get pressure on that quarterback and stuff that run game, we should win that game.
You're talking about they got Aaron Rodgers.
if you got anything else to talk about, man, go ahead and throw it out there. If not, you know what to do.
Hey, man, another great show, man. This was it's crazy, man. This is a pop-up show. We had a couple of topics we wanted to get past because we didn't just want to give y'all a show just talking about the little moves that was made and stuff like that. So we had to make sure we came up with some things. So I was like, I hit up Smitty and I was like, hey, man, I think I got a few topics, man. Let's just jump on and talk to the people.
Great thing is we got another tomorrow.
Yeah, we got another topic.
If time permit, we got another tomorrow. So y'all stay tuned with that. And that's going to be more Falcon theme. It's going to be shout out to our boy Ovi Mahaley and Micah Turner. We're going to chime into their live stream. We're going to take some clips from their live stream with Roddy White, and we're going to dissect it for y'all.
Yeah. And then also, before we even get to that, if we're able to do that tomorrow, we also have tomorrow morning at about 11:30, we have Steve Holman, the voice of the Atlanta Hawks, coming on. Just, catching up with Steve, catching up on these Hawks. Still a little ways away from Hawks training camp or any of that stuff like that. So right now, the guys are in the gym just perfecting themselves, getting themselves together because we are, looking to push forward. That's all it is. We're looking to capitalize off that playoff berth and, possibly get a little further. So, yeah, Steve Holman will be joining us tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. Again, it's going to be in the morning, 11:30 a.m. So if you can't make it, make sure that you catch the replay. It's going to be fun talking to Steve as it is talking to him or, say anybody else, so that's from the Hawks organization as well. So like Bob, for example, always love talking to Bob. So make sure y'all are there for that. But A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Come on over, like, comment, and subscribe. Been trying to, make sure I take care of the baby, A1 Forever. But you can also still catch me at Hawks and Falcons Digest as well. Going to ramp up some more stuff over there. But again, A1 Forever Sports will always be home. So I got to make sure I'm taking care of that. Also, it is 10:13. Make sure you guys find your peace today because positive energy always creates elevation. And that's how you find your peace. Make sure you do that. Also, Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and also the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Hey, man, God is good all the time, and we appreciate y'all because without him and without y'all, there is no show.
Facts, 200%. But you got a super sticker, my guy.
Oh, I appreciate that, Miss Drea. Appreciate that. Super sticker, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit up A1 Forever for anything else and drop those super stickers. Appreciate y'all.
That's what I'm talking about. Mark said, I love the NFL, a league where a second-year quarterback and a cast-off quarterback can take you to a Super Bowl. He talking about Sam Darnold. Super Bowl favorite, KC can pick up in the top 10 all in the same year. Hey, that's what I'm saying.
It really can happen.
Ron, what's up, my guy? Check out the replay if you can.
What's up,
Ms. Drill, thank you. Truly appreciate you coming through as always.
If you can, hold on, Rich, what you got? If you can check out Cam's show with MP9, he talks about MP9. If Kurt's helping him or not. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I plan on checking it out. I know.
Oh, we already talked about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Hey, I already told y'all before Cam even said it. I told y'all Kurt wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Let's be real. If Kurt was doing what he was supposed to do, he would have been way past what he had mentally in the game and processing the game. Keep it real.
I'm with you on that.
Especially with no quarterback coach last year.
Right. It's just veteran experience, man. I believe that you're supposed to, help the next generation, be successful, especially if you're caring about the league, your brothers, the team. But shit, man, Kurt just like, bro, I'm just walking around getting paid, big dog. But hey, at the end of the day, man, appreciate your time here, Kurt. We were 6-3.
But the crazy part about it, they paying your ass $80 million to be a damn coach. Think about it.
That's really player coach. And why was that? Because we didn't have experience at the positions that we needed, and we were kind of out there trying things out. We had guys trying to, start up their coaching camp and coaching trees and all that different things, and it just at the end of the day, it just ended wrong for us. Ended up tied for the division lead and with a losing record.
Yeah, I agree with Drill. He's not going to admit it, but we all know it. I mean, is out there. Is Front Street. I mean, we knew it. We knew it.
Facts.
Because think about it. Why he's still struggling on the field that late in the season? Come on now. I mean, if you're in the film room with him every day, on the practice field with him every day, he's got to learn something that you taught him or talked to him about. Let's be real. But Zach Robinson did help the problem. Because if you got a first-time offensive coordinator that really don't know what he's doing himself, and he count on Kurt himself, that's a disaster waiting to happen, and that's exactly what happened. So,
hey, it ain't our problem no more. You have fun with that Bucks, and you have fun with that Raiders, and you have fun with that 49ers. So it's just like all three of y'all have fun.
Yeah, have fun, have at it. But yeah, y'all know where to catch me, man, right here on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Also, catch me on TikTok, Smitty Sports Machine, Facebook, Antoine Smitty Smith, Instagram, AN2WON. Yeah, it's kind of funny to spell, but hey, I mean, that's me. But like they want to say, man, y'all find y'all pieces. I always say, man, y'all keep God first, because with God, anything is possible. And we're going to see y'all tomorrow, man, possibly twice. But make sure y'all tune in to 11:30, Steve Holman, Voice of the Atlanta Hawks, because trust me, it's going to be interesting, always interesting, when him and Bart Rathburn roll through and talk Hawks. But we'll see y'all in a little bit over 12 hours for that interview. And we're going to holler, man. Peace.
Peace.